Comfortable, yeah?
I don't know if you were comfortable, because we were sort of pulled up.
Yeah.
Right between the crack.
Right.
Looked like... okay, probably like a gay sumo wrestler.
Yeah! And I did a little dance for you, didn't I? Because there was MTV on, and I was doing a little dance.
Dancing to Elton John's new one.
Yeah! And what did you say? What did you say when I was doing a little dance for you and my pants pulled up? Like, do you remember what you said?
No.
You went, I poured him a drink, he's in my home, I'm entertaining him, he goes, "Are you sure you're not a bender?" Is that any way to treat a host?
I think it was the right time to ask.
But we did do some work, didn't we? Because you got confused and he said these, you know, oh god, it's like a child or a cat when it's confused. He went, Steve reckons, in ancient Greece, right, it was better to shag a bloke than a woman. And I went, well, yeah. I mean, that's about the male being sort of a first-class citizen. Yeah. Much better, wasn't it? An aspiration to sleep with a beautiful man than a beautiful woman.
Women were lower class, higher class, so to have sexual relations with a man there was no shame in that.
No.
In fact, it was looked upon.
And I said, well, you know, ancient Rome. I said, Nero, he sit in this big jacuzzi and he used to get, you know, pretty boy men to go into the water and just nibble at his testicles while he was having a wash.
Do that.
He did. Yeah.
And he's not a gay fella.
No, well, no. I mean, you know, I don't know about Nero, but I mean, it wasn't a case of a big delineation between what was heterosexual and what was gay. It was just, you know, whatever you.
So what did this fella do then? This one who's having his.
Well, he was pretty much top boy, Nero, for a while.
He was in charge.
And you know, and you did what you're told. If Caesar or.
But why were people going round there? Why didn't they go? Oh.
No, they weren't dropping in. It wasn't like the door was open. I was going to see what Nero's doing. It's not like when I pop in here to see you.
Yeah, normally what would happen is you'd say, "Come back to my place. I got a book for you."
Yeah.
You'd pop in.
But
he'd come out in his pants. Elton John would be on.
You'd have probably been like a delivery boy or a stable boy or something, you know. And you'd have popped round there and you'd have gone, "There, right, Nero, as the tablets of stone you wanted." And you go, "Pilkington, why you are here? Pop under." I don't know why he's French.
What is that?
I don't know why he's French. Just pop under the water and nibble at my testicles, and you'd have done it.
Because he was Nero.
I wouldn't.
You would have.
There's no way I would have done.
Yeah, well, you would
What
have.
have I done? I've dropped a pizza off.
Yeah, you put under Nero's face with pizza.
Right, I'd say I've done my job.
Yeah.
That's not the sort of tip I wanted.
No, he'd have said, "Get the little baldy chap to nibble at my testicles," and you'd run the water.
I wouldn't have done it.
No,
Well, you might want me head on the
you
water.
hadn't done it, right.
No, I wouldn't have done it.
Can I just say this, Steve? Not only would you be nibbling his testicles, you'd have been going mad. You'd have been noshing him just for extra. You'd have been doing everything he wanted. You'd have been going. He'd have gone, "I didn't ask you to do that." You'd have been going mental. They'd have been chewing, slurping, smacking, poking. You'd have chopped. You'd have gnawed his packet off. You'd think you were eating Walker's crisps. There'd be bubbles. There'd be blood. Oh, it'd be horrible.
The Beatles from the soundtrack to The Yellow Submarine, actually, and that's Hey Bulldog.
On XFM 104.9, our last show, maybe. Me, Ricky, Steve, and little Carl. Alright, Carl? But that book, that wasn't a fake. It wasn't like just a ruse to get you back to show you me and dancing in my pants to Elton John. It's that.
What was your girlfriend doing during that, incidentally?
I think she was just getting on with sort of like packing up sort of boxes because we were moving. She was,
sure.
I don't think.
Well, she's seen it all before.
Yeah. And the book was. Do you remember that book that I showed you? That it was Man's Body, an Owner's Manual. And it's just like loads of stats, and there's one in there.
Yeah, it's kind of like a Guinness Book of Records of
men. Yeah. There's one section there. There was.
Sorry, hang on. It's not a Guinness Book of Records of men. That just sounds a little bit like you and I were sat around your house looking at a big book, picturing men.
Big man book.
The big man.
He is a big man, isn't he? Yeah. He should be on the front cover.
Yeah, it was a book more about the kind of physical body and
exactly. Yeah, biology and social and you know sex and all that sort of stuff. And
which is
where we got the knob news for today from. Right, this is true, right? I read that you have someone's eye out! Knob news! Then you've got the jingle.
Yeah.
I read that the smallest ever functioning penis, right, was under 3/4 of an inch when erect.
Extraordinary.
That is bad luck, isn't it? And it's a micro penis, so it's perfectly scaled down. Just a little look at Carl's face.
Well, couldn't the fella have said, look, right, I'm not happy about it, so don't print it. It's not the sort of press people want, is it?
There wasn't a picture of him. It was anonymous. They didn't read the book and at work the next day and go, look at this, Frank. What? Smallest ever penis, half an inch. He didn't go, it's me! He just went, yeah, loser.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Anyway, let's have a shower. I'm alright. I'm alright. He must have had to have a little jod with a pair of tweezers.
Yeah, presumably.
Because you couldn't even get a fist, I mean...
No.
That is bad luck, isn't it?
Was he a good-looking fella?
What would you do, right, if, he invited you round and said, right, and he was like the king, right, and you went, oh, Carl, can you just go in there and just nibble at it, and you go under the water, and you're just about to nibble at it, and you come up and you go, that's tiny, would you be disappointed or relieved?
Right, well, that wouldn't happen.
No! Carl, I'm saying if it did, would you be disappointed? Would you go, oh, that, I can't even get, I don't know where to start with that, or would you go, oh, thank God it's not a big one?
You've got to remember that he's the emperor, so you've got to do what he says or he'll have you killed.
What would you do? Would you go, oh, lovely set of tackle, or, oh, it's not as big as I wanted, or would you secretly think, I'm glad it's not big because I didn't want to, because I'm not that guy?
I'm not even gonna think about it, because I wouldn't do it. I know I wouldn't do it, even back then.
Even back then? What do you mean? Even back then? What?
When was Nero at it? What?
Well, the Roman Empire was sort of like 2000.
Well, it stretched
up
for
to
years.
about, yeah. So,
it's a long time ago.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
You'd have to.
I always remember, we're still doing Knob News?
Yeah.
Just
It's just Knob News Extra.
Knob News Extra, excellent.
Well, I didn't do that well at school and that, right? But we had biology.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't take much of it in, but there was one day when it was about, Knob News and stuff.
Sure.
And it was all about how, blood, is what makes...
Engorges.
Yeah.
The erectile tissue.
Sure.
Yeah, it was all about that. And, there's this girl in our class called Paula, right? We sat there watching it, and she fainted. You just heard her go, oh! And she hit the floor, right, because we were all sat on top of the desk watching this. But I wasn't that interested in that.
No.
I wasn't looking at it, no. But Paula, right, she fell over. And the funny thing was, right...
What was it, a video?
Yeah, a video of, like, this blood
Yeah.
doing the business to this fella's member, right? And she fell over, like, and everyone's like, oh, what's up with her? And the teacher was trying to, like, wake her up and give her water and that. And this video was still playing. And the nurse come in, what happened while she's seen this?
Yeah.
And you could hear, like, then it was going on to, like, sex education on the video. It was all done from start to finish. What happens, and by the end, and she was still out cold by the time it got to, like, and then they had a baby.
Yeah.
Right? And that just reminded me
So
of it.
it seems to me that was a sex education class. She fainted when the penis got erect, and when she woke up, a baby was born. That's probably what she thinks happens. She's wandering around now.
And the whole class just missed out a bit because they saw
if
someone's
she's ever
face.
with a bloke and he gets an erection, she just goes, oh, no,
Well,
get
that's it.
pregnant.
She was a bit of a class tart, really. That's why.
Oh, Carl.
No, but she was. Everyone was like, what's up with her? It's not as if she's not seen it before. But just reminded me then. Weird. But anyway, yeah. So I wouldn't.
Anyway, well, let's leave Nero aside.
Yeah. The other thing in this, should we play a record and come back? There's another interesting fact.
There is some extraordinary facts in that.
Yeah, well, more facts.
We're running over.
But it won't be knob news. It won't be knob news. There'll be all different types of news.
Alright.
Libertines, don't look back into the sun. On XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, with me Steve Merchant and Carl Pilkington, for possibly the last time ever. I was coming today, Steve, and I was walking just past Shaftesbury Avenue, at the beginning of Shaftesbury Avenue, and it's sort of a little bit of a tramps corner going on there. And there was a couple of tramps, proper tramps, already had a few, and about sort of like 40 maybe, right, or that They could be 30, they could have a hard life, they probably have. But he was going, yeah, John is coming down, but Les isn't going to make it. And I think they're just planning their social and meeting there. I just think that that's nice. They've got, they don't just drink by themselves.
Yeah.
Oh, what are we doing tonight? I thought we'd get drunk and sleep in the doorway. We did that last night. But I just like the idea that they're planning it. And they got mates and they do stuff and they go, oh, how's it going? Well, you know how it's going.
Yeah.
I'm sitting next to you in a pile of piss. You know how it's doing. Do you think, I was also thinking, do you think they ever wake up, like, before they've had anything, at 9 o'clock and go, oh, I was pissed last night. Yeah.
Oh.
But you were talking absolute rubbish. What was I doing? You were just going, I was
you were just shouting at cars walking in the street.
You were joking. Was I really embarrassing?
Yeah.
Oh, you were pretty drunk.
I'll tell you this, I'm never going to do that again.
Oh, but at least I didn't make a pass at Dirty Agnes. Oh, God, what did I do? You were just going, just love the idea they have no little conversations and that. Okay. I imagine one of them going, I'm not coming out tonight, I've got no money. Nor have we yet. I'm just going to go and dance. Just go and dance outside McDonald's.
So, I only made 18p to go. You know what, because I've always had a soft spot for the homeless. But do you remember that time I was walking over to yours once? And, see, there's the homeless people, there's those ones that they try to retain a certain dignity. They won't just come up and ask you for money. They'll come up and maybe try and start a conversation before introducing the fact.
The fact that what you despise and annoys you is the thing they're trying to hold on to is a little bit of pride.
I know.
And what would you want them to do? Just be crushed in a skip, going, just give me some money, look at me.
I just think, come out and say it. Come out and say it, but don't try and fool me, because sometimes I feel like I've been tricked. I get annoyed because I feel like I didn't see you coming. You came out of left field, I didn't know you were a tramp.
I imagine the fact that they're bare-chested, apart from a blanket with their hand out, covered in sores, and no teeth, is a clue that they're probably... Not really.
This was one of those ones, you sometimes see them, the ones they're slightly older, and they've got a full suit on. They wear a complete suit, like a pinstripe suit or something, with maybe trainers, admittedly.
Yeah.
And I sometimes think to myself, at what point in that moment before they finally left the house for the last time, did they think, well, I'm going to be homeless. I want to look good if I'm going to be homeless. I'm sleeping rough.
But it does happen quickly. It sort of happen. It can happen in a matter of days or weeks.
Anyway, listen, I'm not begrudging the fact that he asked for money. That's fine. I just felt a little bit annoyed because I thought he was an ordinary person.
Right.
And he came up to me and he said to me,
Go on.
And he said to me, excuse me, mate, have you got the time? And I said, whatever, 3:10. And he went, have you got any money? And I knew then, I was annoyed. And it annoyed me because I thought, I should have known straight away. I mean, a homeless person, I sensed it straight away.
Yeah.
Excuse me if you've got the time. I wanted to say to him, where have you got to be?
Well, yeah.
What appointments have you got?
Well, no. Maybe he goes to work, he starts begging at 3 o'clock. Yeah, he asked all that day, he goes, what time? They go 3:45. You know what I mean? Then he goes, oh, give us some money. It's 3 o'clock.
Right.
Maybe he has the mornings off. It might have been his day off. He was doing half day or shift work.
Yeah.
He might, you know what I mean? You never know what shift
But
they're
I just
on.
think when you see those people from shelter or from famine relief in the street, they've got to wear those little things over their clothes that say where they're from, or at least some kind of name tag.
Yeah.
So when you're stopped by them, you know what to expect. They've got a clipboard.
I know.
These homeless people who come out of there, they look like regular people. They come lurching out like zombies. You go, oh, you think that's an attractive woman? She's just come over. Oh no, look, she's got a dog on a piece of string.
I know, yeah.
I just think they've got to come out with it. They should just come out with it. Just be honest. Be proud.
Those people with the thing sometimes annoy me, is where they stand right in the middle of the pavement. I have to zigzag, I have to cross the road 4 times to get through them. It's like playing Getaway on video, avoiding all these up and down Oxford Street. You have to really... They come out of... worse when they recognise me. That's why I've got about 8 standing orders now where I've been caught.
But I leave the house and it's just like people are trying to take my money from me. Between my house and the tube, there's just swarms of people trying to take my money from me at any cost.
Carl's got his first little direct debit, haven't you? £5 a week or so, £5 a month.
Yeah, I've joined something to help Africa out. I quizzed her for a bit. I mean, she came over and she was saying...
He was talking to her for about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Just making sure your money was going to the right place.
Yeah, I was saying, why have I got to give you my bank details? This is the thing. And I was saying to her, I'm sure you'd make more money, right, if you just had a little thing that you put money in. I said, I want to help you out, right, but it's the fact I've got to give you bank details. And she's saying, no, this is the way we guarantee we make money. And we can out places out, because we could be out all day and we could only earn like 50p, whereas, we know that it's worth us standing around.
Yeah.
We're doing then. And I think it's called Care of the World or something.
Yeah.
And she's saying we're giving them money to buy hammers, and we're not just going to give them money to blow in and stuff. They've got to like work and
They don't give them money.
Well,
what did you think of these people just like on these drought planes? Like
it's a gift voucher for being good. So they have to buy a hammer.
No,
they go with the buckets and go, alright, and they throw it up and they go, bundle!
Yeah.
She was making out anyway, right? That she was nice enough, she was selling it to me. She said, we give them the tools and they feel good because they're building up their own place and everything. And so fair enough, right? And now I've done that for 2 months. They've had a tenner off me already. I'm checking it, making sure they're not ripping me off and that.
Yeah.
If I ever go to Africa and I need a hammer, and there isn't one,
Yeah.
I'll be livid.
You'll be livid.
Because, it is a lot of money.
Sure.
Every month, £5.
Yeah.
And, you're talking about people hassling you and that in the street. I actually moved flat. The last flat I lived in, I moved from there because of the hassle.
Really?
It was a high street, and you couldn't, like you were saying, you'd nip out for a loaf and spend about 40 quid.
Yeah.
just on people saying, give us the money for this. Samaritans, tramps, heart attacks, old people, or whatever. It's like... So it ended up pushing me off that street. It was I can't handle this.
It's getting crazy out there. They measure those little stalls.
Yeah.
Hey, but listen, let's make the world a better place with a little bit of music.
Oh, thanks.
Bit of Bauhaus.
Yeah.
Give generously, people. Come on.
Bauhaus's version of David Bowie's Ziggy Stardust on XFM 104.9, in which Gervais will be Steve Merchant Carl Pilkington, possibly for the last time. And, as a special treat, a return, sort of like a summer special, an end-of-term, gift to the fans. Carl is bringing back Rockbusters. No.
Do you want to explain it?
Rockbusters is basically Blockbusters, completely ripped off, done with music, that may or may not be a cryptic clue, and may or may not be the actual band name, and may or may not be the actual letters he said they were in the first place.
Do you want to sort of describe one, though, in case someone's a new listener?
Exploding Pet was Atomic Kitten.
Yeah.
AK.
But basically, for those of you who are new to the show, this is the final show, Carl reads out what he considers to be a cryptic clue. It's not a cryptic clue, it's just some words. Just a string of words.
Yeah.
And from that, you are supposed to deduct the name of an artist, or a group, or a band.
We've had things like the Jamaican fella swinging a fish round, that was De-Trout Spinners.
De-Trout Spinners.
So that's the level of intellect you are getting from Carl Pilkington.
What was the
Just do the competition, what?
I was thinking, was it she fell down in
Whitney
Texas?
Houston.
She fell down into a puddle in Texas.
Yeah.
On a knee, Whitney Houston.
Yeah, so you said it twice, it's not cryptic, so just do it, come on.
Right, so there's 3 of them, and you email in your answers. We've got some good prizes today and that. Right.
Well, let me tell you the prizes. They aren't bad.
Whiz through it, because this, the competition's bad enough, let alone just listing. What's he
We've
got?
got 3 DVDs and
Brilliant.
about 6 CDs.
He's got the young ones and all that, lot of TV things, there's some great CDs, yeah, go on.
Right, so the first one, cryptic clue. This vegetable started life down under. Right? This vegetable started life down under. The initials KO. Right? KO. This vegetable started life down under. Second one, the things that you normally find on the beach, right, have been found floating around the moon. Right? That's, I think it's TS.
You think it's TS?
Yeah.
You set the questions, but you're not sure.
So, the things you normally find on the beach have been found floating around the moon, right? And the last one, well, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one. Right?
He thinks they're great!
Well-
He thinks he's brilliant!
Well, you know, if you put that many in the post, I'm surprised I didn't receive one.
Is it acting? He did all them. Yeah.
The initials there, FC.
FC.
Right? So you email in the answers, ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. Win that
Hey,
stuff.
we're slam dunking